Michael Moore and Warren Buffett agree. Every sensible person in the country agrees. Fighting for the middle class is the right thing to do, and it's also an obvious winning political strategy. It's easy. It's gift wrap for the Democrats. Now the question is, will they do it? It's a good question. Joining me now is Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont and former Pennsylvania Governor and NBC News political analyst Ed Rendell to answer that question. Senator Sanders, how would the Democrats stick up for the middle class and fight back for them?
Well, the issue is a pretty clear issue. What the Republicans want to do is throw hundreds of thousands of kids off Head Start. They want to substantially cut back on Pell Grants, which will impact millions of college students. They want to cut back on heating assistance programs. They want to cut back on pregnancy prevention programs, et cetera, et cetera. This is a real vicious attack, what the Republican budget in Washington is, against working families and low-income people. Meanwhile, the top 1% are doing phenomenally well. Their effective tax rate at 16% is lower than at any time in recorded history. They have gotten hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks. In my view, instead of attacking the middle class and working families, you've got to ask the wealthy to start paying their fair share of taxes. If we simply do a 5% surtax on all income over $1 million, you can do away, cover all of the cuts that the Republicans have put into their budget. You don't have to cut back on children, the sick, the elderly, or the poor. Ask the people earning more than $1 million to pay a 5% surtax on income above $1 million. Go after the oil companies who have loophole after loophole. You do those things, you don't need any of the cuts that the Republicans are talking about.
Senator Sanders, look, I want to go to that point, right? If, and Governor Rendell mentioned it, if there was a deal and they said, hey, we're going to cut spending a little bit, but we're going to also raise taxes a little bit, maybe your surtax idea, would you go for that? Is that a possibility? And is that even possible that they would suggest that in Washington?
Sure. Governor Rendell is right. There is waste in government, and I didn't mean to suggest that we can't make judicious cuts in a number of areas, certainly including the military, whose budget has almost tripled since 1997. So I do think you need to make some cuts. But on the other hand, when the wealthiest people are becoming wealthier, paying very low effective tax rates, have received huge amounts of tax breaks, they have got to participate in the effort to lower this deficit. It cannot simply be on the backs of the weak and the vulnerable.
Well, let me stay with you, Senator Sanders. What is going wrong here in Washington? Because what we had was an immediate $800 billion tax cut. There was really almost no fight over that. They got that right away. Now, when you go to do balance the budget, they say you can only do spending cuts, only spending cuts. So you've already lost, because now we're arguing, Democrats and Republicans are arguing over the size of the spending cuts. Why do the Democrats lose that framing battle every single time? I want to ask both of you. Senator Sanders, you start.
Well, I think, look, I was on the floor of the Senate for 8.5 hours talking about those issues. And I think that the problem is that big money has just a huge impact on both political parties. And I think it's fair to say that many Democrats have lost their way and no longer see their function as representing working people or the middle class, but share the goal of the Republicans, unfortunately, in representing the wealthy and the powerful.